Hello and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, a very warm welcome. Hi, this is the Bibliophile Doctorate, and on this channel I talk about books and everything bookish. So today I am back with a few more recommendations, and today I have got some books with a very cozy, almost like a warm cup of tea and coffee or a warm hug. And this genre, and I'm sticking to this one particular genre from one particular country, and I know you can guess it by now because it is one of the very popular and very in demand genre, and whenever you visit a bookstore there are a lot of books on these genres, and they also look very cozy at the same time. So yes, I am talking about the healing genre of literature, which mostly are coming out of Japan and Korea. And this is one of the genres which have personally become one of my favorite go-to genre in recent time when life it's a bit more stress or a little blue. So stick till the end because I have quite a few good recommendations which I have read, and these are the books that you can pick after a long a week, or if life feels a little bit stressful or difficult, because it will make you feel that you are not alone, you will be feel seen, and everything will be fine in the end. So to give you a little facts about this genre, so there is a word called yashike in Japanese, if I am pronouncing it correctly, which roughly translates to healing. So this was initially associated with the animes and mangas which developed in Japan, which had the similar kind of plotline, and eventually it like stories and novels from this genre started coming up. So yeah, that was a little fun fact, and let's get into the recommendation. So the first book I have for today's recommendation is The Bookshop Woman. So this is a book about books. So the main premise of this book is that there is a 30-something woman who has like hit a low stage in her life, and to feel a little better she joins a kind of matchmaking kind of dating website where you can meet strangers and talk to them about anything that you like. So, and there's a chance that you will never meet this person ever again. So initially when she joined this this app, because she kind of put herself as a book recommender in the bio, and she was meeting very weird creepy men, and she was almost on the verge of deleting this app. But then eventually she met one of the man who is one of the OG, like programmer or user of this app, like a few among the first users. And he kind of explains how your bio should be worded, and how this entire app system works, and how should you connect, what red flag should you watch out for. So she kind of understands this, and eventually she meets lots of people, and what she does was to talk with these people, understand them, and recommend them books, like what I am doing, giving you recommendation. Like it's exactly the dream kind of work for any book loving person. So recommend books, because we are too eager to recommend books to people that we love or people who just want to listen to us. So this is how the story transcends, and how it almost becomes like a career for her, where she meets so many people and gives them, and some book recommendation can be life altering for these people. So this is a very good healing genre, because you are going to heal, because if you have a hidden dream of working in a bookshop or living among books, this is one of, like, I almost felt like I want to be in this woman's shoes and live her life. And also, if you're looking for more recommendation, this is a gold mine, because there is literally a list of book recommendation by chapter of this book that you, if you want, you can go check and read. So this is a book which is about book, and I am recommending to you, but this book will recommend another 100 books to you. So if you want more book recommendation, you should definitely pick The Bookshop Woman up. My second book in the recommendation is again about books, but this time it's a library. So it's like what you are looking for is in a library. So this book, there are certain short stories, there are characters in the short stories, but the one connecting thread among all of these short stories is this community library and the librarian who is there. So all of these characters, some are in the crossroads, some are like kind of lost in their life, like their life has become too monotonous, and they are trying to figure out how to make it more exciting, or like what to do next. So they somehow end up, it's not that they are planning to go into the library, or sometimes they are planning maybe not for the purpose, but since they're in the library, they try to figure out something. Like if you are in the library, oh, let's see what kind of books this section have, or if you have something in mind, you will go and try to search. But somehow they ends up interacting with the librarian, who seem very intimidating at first, but she's a very sweet woman, and she recommends them some book. Initially they are very confused, why are these books being recommended, because those books have nothing to do with what they are trying to search. But eventually when they read the book, and there are also certain specific book, like if you want to learn computer, she will kind of recommend them that book, but she will also recommend some other book with it, and she will give them a certain kind of artifacts. So when they will read the book, they will understand why that book was the most relevant recommendation that they need. So this is a very sweet story. This will show like how, like, even if life feels stagnant, a book can give you the perfect recommendation and it perfect solution to that problem. And it does not always have to be that particular subject book, because literary fiction gives the best life advice even at odd times, because it has personally happened to me a lot of times, and I think that's why this has become one of my favorite books in the current time, because this has eventually, I have felt books being being part of my life at that particular moment when I needed them the most, and the most unexpected book giving me the most needed advice that was required in my life at that particular time. So yes, if you are in a situation where life feels very stagnant, or if you are kind of confused what to do next, maybe it's time to visit the library and pick up a book, or maybe it's time to pick up this book what you are trying to find in a library, and also you will get a few more recommendation of books in this one. So my third recommendation is, again, I'm taking you back into a bookstore, but this time it's an old bookstore. So it's The Days at Morisaki Bookshop by Satoshi Yagisawa, and there is a second part of this, which is More Days at Morisaki Bookshop, which has come out recently. So to give you the plot of this book, or an idea about this book, so the main protagonist, she's a woman in her 20s and she had a very bad breakup. So she has hit a low in her life, and to heal from that pain that she's going through, she moves to her uncle's place. So her uncle owns an old bookshop, and it's kind of a two-storied or three-storied building, and she takes an upper floor where she's staying among the books, literally living among the books, which is kind of a dream come true for any book lover, at least for me. So definitely. So, and I love this cover. This cover has so many books, and it also has a cat. I don't know, like Japanese healing novels or even Korean healing novels, they have a special space for cats, even if cat is not a part of the storyline at all, but they will have a cat on the cover. So and it's very sweet, I don't know. So yes, so she goes there, she starts living among the books, and slowly, though she was not an avid reader till that time, she picks up books and she starts reading it, and slowly she becomes absolutely intrigued. She becomes a very good reader, and this book actually shows how books heal. Like, even the other two shows how books can actually eventually heal, but this is literal showing the healing genre. Like, she connects with books when it was most needed. She reads books and she eventually heals. Her relation with her uncles become more deep. She understands her uncle. We also see her uncle's life journey as well. So this is one of the books that you can definitely pick up, and it will show you how books can heal. And I think we all know books heals us, but yeah, this is another of a very good healing genre literature. And I haven't read the second part, but if you want, like I don't know if it's like need to follow part by part, because I haven't read the second one, but I think I would recommend start with this one and eventually move to the second part, and I hope I'll also pick up the second part soon. So it's another of the very good healing genre of literature. The fourth book or the fourth series which I have for recommendation is the series which introduced me to the healing genre of literature. So it like my introduction to this series was way back in 2022, I guess. It was like after the COVID era, and when I first heard about this book, I don't know why I thought that this is a sci-fi, because it kind of sounds like a sci-fi. So I'm talking about none other than Before the Coffee Gets Cold. It's a very popular series, and I think most of the people have heard this, and I've read 5 in the series, but I haven't read the 6th one which just came out lately, but I will get hold of it very soon. This also has a cat. See, there's a cat sitting at the table. So I don't know, there is something with healing literature and cat. So, and eventually, like if you see all the stories, and there is no particular cat like relevance of cat in this particular series of novel, but there is a cat in the book cover. So yeah, so to give you a plot line, and most of you must have heard what the plot line, because this is a very discussed book online. So there is this cafe in Tokyo, like it's a very hidden cafe. There's an alleyway, like not many people will casually go to this cafe. It's a very hidden cafe, like it seems it's very historical. They are like, if you are inside the cafe, as per the description, you don't really feel like if time is moving at all. So these are also almost like what you are looking for is in a library. These are also some short stories. So the main connecting line in that case, it was the community library and the librarian. For this one, it is the people, like the owner or the people who are working, and some recurrent few of the recurrent characters who visit the cafe often. So, and then there's the owner's daughter and the owner's wife. So there are a few characters and this cafe, which is the connecting line between all of these characters and all of these stories. So in this cafe, you can go and you have to sit in a one particular chair, and you will be served one coffee, but you have to tell them that I want to travel in past or in future. So you have to sit on that particular chair, and when you travel to past and future, before the coffee which is served to you, before that turns cold, you have to finish it, because otherwise you would be stuck to the past or future. So another interesting part is that you can't move from the chair. If you are going in the past, you can't just go out, stand up and go out of the cafe, or you can't really change the present. Even if you travel to the past, nothing will change in the present. So it's very interesting, like you need to find out why would anybody want to travel to the past or to the future if nothing changes in the present. And it taps, the stories tap into the deep human emotion and nostalgia and memory. So it's a very interesting one, and some people might find it repetitive, but I didn't, because each of the short stories are very different from one another. Yes, the central premise of that cafe and that coffee and the same thing comes again and again, because all the characters, each short story has a different character, and they have to either kind of make them understand that what are the rules. So it keeps on coming back again and again. But I really enjoyed it. Like, not all the short stories were very extremely good, but most of them were. And particularly this fourth one, I think it was Before We Say Goodbye. I don't know, it made, all the 4 stories made me cry. Like, it's all very emotional, very heart-tugging, but this 4 stories, I don't know, I almost cried when I read all the 4 stories in the book. So yes, that was another very good, and it was my entry point into the healing genre, and I think for a lot of people it was the entry point of this healing genre of literature. So yeah, this is my 4th recommendation, and if you have still not read it, I would say that it's a very good book to pick up. So my 5th recommendation of today is the Kamagawa Food Detective. So if you love food, because I love food, though I can't eat a lot in one sitting, but I like to eat after 3-4 hours, and I love food. Like, even if I eat a small portion each time, but I love trying new foods. So this is again a cat on its cover. So yes, so this is about a father-daughter duo. So they own a cafe. This is the book which is not about books, and also The Coffee Gets Cold, it's not about books. The rest 3 were about books. So here, if you have eaten a dish long back, and it plays a very interesting memory, like interesting memory, emotion, like something which you had, which your mother made when you were small, and now you stay away from home, so you can't really have the taste of food every day. Or maybe some thing which you had at someone place at one particular point of time, which has a point of very nice memory in your heart, and eventually you will try to make it, but you will not be able to reach that particular taste, because somehow with the taste and nostalgia is mixed. Like for me particularly, I used to stay in hostel, and there used to be a few dishes, like if you're Indian you would know curry pakora, and that particular taste, however hard I've tried to recreate, it doesn't really, I have failed like to cook that particular taste. I don't know, it was there in that, and I think there was also nostalgia, because I loved that dish. Eventually I hated that dish, but then one day I fell in love with that dish. So yes, so this is the premise of the story. So there are customers who come in, and this is also a short story connected by this particular diner that this Kamagawa food detectives own, this father-daughter duo, and people come here, so they describe the food that they are trying to find, the exact taste, and they describe the circumstances and the people who are there. So they work as detectives to find out that exact recipe, if possible from the exact person, or not possible they use their research and detective skill to find out, and then they conjure the exact taste of that dish. So yeah, so if you're looking for something which is food and also healing genres, this is something that you should definitely pick up. So that was all about the Japanese healing genre. I have read a few more Korean healing genre which I would definitely want to recommend, so I'll come up with maybe another video on Korean healing genre of literature. And so that was it for today, and if you have liked the video, definitely let me know in the comments what you thought about the video, of what more different kind of genres or a different genre of book you would want me to bring recommendation, or if share my thoughts or anything, any particular bookish topic that you want me to make videos on, that you would like to watch, please do let me know in the comments, and definitely let me know what you thought about today's recommendation, whether you have read all of these books, or you would definitely want to try, or if you have read some other books, please do let me know more recommendations in the comments, so I can read more of this healing genre of literature, because it has become currently one of my favorite genres to go to. So yeah, that was it for today, and I'll be back very soon with few more a recommendation, and maybe more reviews, or maybe about more thoughts on books and articles and essays. And if you have liked this video, please do give it a thumbs up, and please do subscribe to my channel, because I will be coming up with more such videos in future. So that was it, and thank you for hearing me for such a long time, and I will be back very soon with few more videos. Till then, bye bye.